Like,
And
where's the tension between a little bit of discomfort versus absolutely, look, I'm tired of answering these hard questions, so I'm just going to stop journaling? Where's the healthy line there?
that's a good question. I don't know if I know where that line is. I think for me, certainly, I know I need to kind of push into the emotional line more because I would like see the line of emotion and stop just before it rather than get closer to it and until I kind of realized that that's actually what I was doing, because I don't think I even realized I was doing it. I kind of put it down to laziness, and I thought it's too hard to answer, I just won't. But really it was that digging in and realizing there was actually a deeper.
And then there are maybe days when you realize this is my first pandemic and maybe I just need to answer an easy question today.
Yeah, I think definitely sometimes.
But it can't be a habit. Is that kind of
I
where you're
think,
headed
yeah,
with it?
you've got to kind of pay it. I think, and that's the part of journaling that I hadn't really thought about too much before I'd start doing it. Is like it's finding the right habit, but it's allowing for ebb and flow. Your moods and things will change over time, and with things like the pandemic, you definitely have to give yourself a bit more grace one way or the other, and you just don't need to beat yourself up over it. You just need to recognize that you are drifting a little bit. And I think the other side of it as well is I definitely thought for a long while that I couldn't journal, or I was no good at journaling because I wasn't doing it every day. Sometimes that was definitely me just making excuses for myself. But there's also, you don't necessarily have to do it every day. I think there was an assumption that I certainly had that to do it properly and to do it right, you have to do it twice a day, every day. And there's definitely something to be said for consistency. But if that
Well, but define consistency.
if it's too overwhelming, then you're going to stop and you're never going to do anything. So you've lost everything in that sense. So,
Yeah.
so you shouldn't feel.
If you're journaling 3 days out of every 7 on a regular basis, that's still consistent, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It took me far too long to realize that that was fine and okay. So it's a useful thing to make sure everybody else realizes that that is okay too.